The reason we have these fears, the fear of death, fear of losing identity, fear of isolation, has to do with those 7 bow spirits that Taoism talks about. The 7 emotions, basically. But these 7 bow spirits in Taoism aren't just emotions. They're not just, oh, being happy or sad or, having love or whatever. No, the 7 bow, they use the emotions. Our emotions are a tool to keep us in fear of death, to be in fear of loss of identity, the fear of isolationism. That's what the job of the 7 bow, because they want this fear, because it gives them energy. Everything needs, fear needs energy. It needs your attention. It needs your mindfulness. And that way it can keep you attached to mortality so that they have a home, so they can keep going through this process of making you happy and sad, grieved, sorrowed, whatever, fear, anger, love, lust. That's what they're doing. They're feeding off of the energy that you give those emotions. But let's keep in mind, in Taoism, in the Chinese, when they say 7 bow, they also use the term sometimes to express it by the term 7 qi, meaning 7 energies. That every emotion is an energy. It has like a function. And in turn, if that's true, then it has a consciousness. So a lot of times they're referred to as 7 consciousnesses. And here's what's really cool or interesting about that, is that they relate it the same way that they do for our sense organs, meaning you have an eye organ, ear organ, nose organ, etc. Each one of those organs has a function. Eyes are to see, ears are to hear, nose to smell, tongue to taste. But if you take away the organ and the function, you still have the consciousness. And that's why, like Ian Convergence Classic says, those who are deaf see well. Those who are blind hear well. Meaning the energy of that consciousness transfers over to the other ones. Well, this is true in this context of explaining the 7 bow spirits, is that when we stop giving life to an emotion. Yeah, Taoism never says don't be happy, don't be sad. No, they're talking about, accepting and being involved with those. There's nothing wrong with being angry. There's nothing wrong with being fearful. It's when it becomes obsessive or extreme, like Chinese medicine says, if you express too much anger, you're going to have liver problems. On each one is the same. They create a different problem within our body. And the whole idea of the dealing with these 7 emotions is to bring them about so that through mindfulness, they can never become extreme. The consciousnesses remain pure. They remain relaxed, I guess is one way of putting it. That they're not going to overtake your life with producing these fears of loss, of death and identity and isolation. I cannot express the power that is generated from you being mindful, whether you are washing the dishes, playing golf, running, eating, being mindful, or as the cliche word is, to be in the moment. And that really is true, though, because that's what's going to lead you to greater states of clarity and tranquility. Your mind starts to brighten up and your mind starts to quiet down. As TT liked to put it, a really soft light. Very comfortable, as he would put it.